I think it's like, since it happened so long ago, I don't think it should be getting like that much attention now. It should have gotten a lot more attention like in the first place, like as soon as they first found out about it. But I think it definitely does give Maryville a bad reputation, like especially with that anonymous video coming out, like it's scary.
I don't think it's good that Maryville as a whole is getting all this bad attention, but I think it needs to be done because of all. It's not the whole town of Maryville, but it is like the high school and the county.
Yeah.
It's mostly the county, I think, not the city of Maryville. Or Nottoway County that I think needs to get it, not just Maryville.
Okay.
I think that it's painting Maryville in a pretty negative light, and from what I've heard from people that actually live in the town is that a lot of the stories that are around the internet are not exactly accurate. So I would say that the bigger it gets, the more inaccurate it becomes, and people need to make sure their information is correct before they get all worked up about it.
Well, I think it's a good thing that it's getting all this attention. What I'm more alarmed about is the people trying to downplay a case of rape. We don't all know what's going on, but I feel like people are trying to downplay it. Like in class earlier today, people were actually making rape jokes. I'm like, that's not okay, and I feel like they're doing a lot of victim blaming. We all don't know what really necessarily happened, but we know that something suspicious happened, and I just don't think it's right that a family has been ran out of town because their daughter feels like she's been raped. And I just feel like it's always victim blaming on the part with women, and this is an issue that needs to be brought up, and I don't feel like it needed to be brought to a national attention scale for it to be brought up. That's just ridiculous that this had to go down like that. If someone says they've been raped, it needs to be looked at, and it doesn't need to get national publicity. If it has to get national publicity, it's crazy. I mean, it's an issue.
It just, it's good and bad, but I just feel like it's good for to bring light to certain things that they just cover up and try to like brush under the rug, and hopefully that brings light. I'm not trying to say. Hopefully, what's going on right now will like make the world, like other people see that there's something going on in our town hall, courtroom. So.
All right. I think it's pretty crazy, but at the end of the day, I just hope justice is served no matter which way is right or wrong, whether who is right or wrong.
Yeah. I think it's actually really interesting how Group Anonymous is actually, talking about Maryville itself and how much recognition everything's getting. It's crazy how like CNN and like Time Magazine is still like reading this out, and I'm really interested to see what actually happens and if justice really does get served.
Yeah.
I've been disappointed in a lot of the response that it's been. A lot of people online especially have blamed the entire Maryville community, and I don't think that's fair. With any high-profile case like this, I think it's important to ask questions, especially of the prosecution, and asking why these charges were dropped. Yeah, but I think it's also important that we have an open mind in hearing the reasoning from the prosecution as why they didn't pursue the charges. I think there's two sides to every story, and I think so far we've only heard a lot of one side.
I think that it's giving like Northwest a bad rep, and it doesn't have anything to do with the university, so I think like UCM and Northwest are being painted in a bad light, but it has nothing to do with the two universities.
I think that, as far as Maryville, it's a negative look, and it really looks bad because people reflect the city of Maryville with campus, even though campus is not affiliated with it at all. Also, I think that it could have just been handled a totally different way, just as far as Maryville police or the parents, or it all could have just been handled a totally different way. And then the fact that it just seems like more outside people care more than the people of Maryville actually affected.